That's my nasal pot. I used to use a nasal pot. The first one I got was in Wisconsin in the year 2000 or 1999, somewhere in there, 1999, 2000. Um, I took it to Arizona and I used it for about a year and some months. And then I lost it. And then I got another one in the year 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. And I've had it ever since, but I've not been in the same address. And the one who sold me the neti pot, he didn't give me a place to store it forever. So it's been moved with police. I have police guns on this neti pot, and it broke my nose crushed, all the way crushed out of leverage into alive of the formed world. I don't have the whole Godhead in alive, informed, in aliving the formed world anymore. I am deceased, is disclosed, and I am leaving the formed world shortly. So, what is the threatening I am with myself deceased in view? Well, I executed my lever into alive, and that means I don't have formed to whom you all know as Jesus or Jesus Christ. I did not name him Jesus or Jesus Christ, but I do not deny that there is such a one as Jesus. It's just that he's not alive with a penis genital. That's not alive. The other way he's not alive is a female castration of a penis, which is illegal because I am myself female. That's why all the females are illegal to Jesus, and Jesus finds them illegally alive after himself is not alive. That means they're mean to alive when Jesus doesn't hold alive at all in the formed world here. I would like to say grace for the food that is in the apartment right now. Tomorrow is Monday, and there's somebody who's threatening to come into the office during office hours named Geri, Geri, and I don't afford it. I don't want to see her ever again, and I've told her that before in my own ways, in other ways. Yep, I don't actually want to see her again and say that again because she is moving alive around herself. I speak to the creation of myself in alive, and she's moving alive around herself, with herself, to herself, for herself, about herself, and I am not herself. You do that, and you are a blasphemy of alive. You are a blasphemy in my life, about myself, where I am in my life, and you're a blasphemy of alive, that alive would even do that against the creator of alive, which is omnipresent and very big. Yes, when you say no to somebody who's not yourself, you are a blasphemy in that alive is aliving you as well as aliving everybody who's not yourself to somebody you said no to. That's completely out of place. For example, if you see employment, if you see you're in a supermarket and you see a checker, the checker has a schedule to be there. So technically, the checker has a manager, and the manager will make a schedule for what time the checker is supposed to be there. And when you go with a grocery cart to a checkout place to put your groceries to check out, um, a checker is there on the schedule. And if they're not on the schedule, they're not there. So technically, you should be able to go through a checkout lane that has no checker, right? But people always go through the checkout lanes with the checkers. Why don't you go to the checkout lane with no checkers? Because the checker doesn't want to do unnecessary commission. Self-checkout has somebody checking the receipt is not solvable. I can't help you with that. The self-checkout I have seen is at Smith's supermarkets, at Charleston and Sahara in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's unsolvable that they check the receipt there from the self-checkout with a checker who didn't actually check out the supermarket's products for the customer. But just an accusation that somebody didn't scan everything and make a payment and get a receipt. You're an accusation that somebody stole something out of the store without the receipt. The receipt, it's still stolen with the receipt. It's also stolen with a club card. It's stolen with fuel points. It's stolen with a checker. It's stolen with self-checkout. It's stolen every which way. If you're not myself, the soul of the superior founder, and you don't have any sensitivity to that, you are illegally alive in the year 2025. That's too late. You're due deceased by now, and there are still people in the Smiths right now. I know because this is from the Smiths. This is Kroger, which is the store brand for Smiths. Hopefully you can see it. If you can't see it, I'm sorry. It says Kroger to me. Kroger. Why isn't it Kroeger? I don't know. Maybe it was before. I don't know. So I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I don't want somebody to wake me up tomorrow by knocking on the door and telling me to get out. Well, if you knock on the door, I always answer the door, of course, because I don't want you to break the window glass. I'm not really nice. Where you're not to break the window glass, I can't afford to fix a window. Anderson windows, you don't fix every window, so you're not fair that way. What's it called? Anderson Renewal by Anderson. Oh, okay. Renewal by Anderson, and then there's Pella Windows, a company, and then what else? There's a third one. Rollada and rolling shutters. That's on the outside so that you don't break the glass before you break the shutter first. You could break the glass after that if you can break the shutter. Then there's what else? You can get a plastic guard that goes over the glass so that you can't break through the glass, but it does shatter. There, you can crack the glass that way. If you strike the glass with something hard, you can crack the glass, but it may not go all, like you can't go all the way through the window with yourself. It would just be broken. I think you do have to replace the window with that. I used to see it on TV. I can't tell you the name of that company right now, but it's like a film of plastic that sticks onto the window glass, and it makes it like that it doesn't, it's shatter resistant, but I think it does crack. And then what else is there? Desert King windows. We knock out the weather. Well, I would be a window company paying out keys to a new place to live. And if they want to repair the window of a vacant place and they want to keep it, that's you having done the repair. And then you would decide if it was worth it to you or not. You don't have to give somebody a price quote. That's how you owe keys out. But you're really all homeless. You're not doing keys at all. If you have to call a window company, that's your notice to vacate from God. He doesn't really want to fix your window. You're due outside homeless on that point, and you're due to be between homeless and jail and prison, not between homeless and another house. Homeless and jail and prison because you have illegal genitals. I am God deceased. I have feminine genitals on myself, the Godhead, and that is illegal that I alive this way with female genitals. That's the cause of Jesus, but his name is Michael Michelson. Jesus, Michael Michelson, Christ. That's how I have illegal genitals on myself. I need them deceased in a prison. I arrived in an owned house. I owned my house. That's why I can't get into prison until I decease my house. When my house is deceased, I'll go into prison like a homeowner would if it didn't want its house. Yes, I will as soon as I can get in there because I don't want my house.